All right, let's talk about something that hits close to home for anyone living in California, those crazy high power bills. To really get a handle on this, we first need to understand the sheer scale of the problem. So we're going to break down the numbers to see just how dramatic this whole situation has become. Let's dive in. So why are California's power bills just so high? I mean, if you live there, you've probably asked yourself this exact question every single month when that bill shows up. And you're not imagining things. The costs are way up there. But how high are we really talking about? The answer is, well, it's pretty staggering. We're talking about electricity rates in California that are roughly twice the national average. Yeah, double. That's not a small gap, that's a canyon, and it's hitting household budgets hard all across the state.
So let's really dig into the numbers behind this sticker shock and see how we even got to this point.
But here's the thing, it wasn't always like this, not even close. Sure, California's rates have been a little higher in the past, but this enormous gap we're seeing now, that's a much, much more recent thing.
So how did we go from a pretty small difference to, well, this major divide? Let's trace the story.
Okay, this timeline really puts it all into perspective. If you go back to the late 80s, yeah, Californians paid a bit more, maybe 10% higher than the rest of the US. Manageable, right? But then, fast forward to 2015. That gap jumps to 33%. And then, look at what's happened since. By 2024, that number has surged to as much as 80% higher. That acceleration in just the last few years, that's the real story here. 80%, that's a huge number to just throw around. So what does that actually look like today? I mean, look at this. It really couldn't be clearer. You've got the baseline for the rest of the country, and then you have California paying this massive premium for the very same thing, the same essential service. And if you're a visual person, this chart says it all. Let's just pretend the national average cost is $100. Well, in California, that same bill is like $180. When you see it like this, you can really feel how huge that 80% gap truly is. Okay, so after seeing just how fast this problem has gotten worse, you have to ask, what happens now? Is there any relief on the horizon for people in California? Well, the short answer seems to be no. The forecast is pretty clear. Power costs are expected to keep going up in the state. So this isn't the peak, it's just another step on the ladder. And that's really the bottom line here, isn't it? This trend, this steep climb we've just been looking at, it shows zero signs of slowing down. For families, for businesses, for anyone trying to plan ahead, that is a really tough pill to swallow. So that leaves us with this big looming question. As this cost gap just keeps getting wider, what's next for energy in California? You know, today we really just focused on the what, just how big this problem has become. And understanding that scale, that's the absolute first step before we can even think about tackling the why. It's a massive challenge, for sure. Thanks for joining me.